Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tech Planet. If this is the first time of visiting our channel, please click on the like button and subscribe so that you will be notified of subsequent updates on our channel. Thank you and have a pleasant viewing experience. Talking about millions and millions and billions of dollars. Our story is about people that have lost valuables in cryptocurrency. I'll talk about the biggest personal fund, and I'll also talk about the biggest corporate fund loss in terms of cryptocurrency. Today, our story is centered around a British IT worker that accidentally threw away his hard drive that is containing 7,500 bitcoins. Yes, you heard me right. 7,500 bitcoin. Now, let me look at what the market is saying actually. Let me go to the market. Okay, as at when I'm recording this video, Bitcoin is $69,549. $69,549. The James Howells mistakenly threw away his hard drive that was containing files about 7,000 of his bitcoins. Now, he didn't know that Bitcoin was going to become something today, so he threw that away, and in no time, 2013, Bitcoin had grown to become something of significance. So he went back and started looking out for ways to get back that Bitcoin, that hard drive, to make sure it gets this Bitcoin. Do you know how many Bitcoin was in it? 7,500 Bitcoin. So let's do the math. If you had 7,500 Bitcoin, 7,500 by 69,300. Let me use 300 for the approximation. That is 519 million. So Mr. James Howells would have been worth $519 million. It would have been $519 million rich. But you know what? He threw away the hard drive containing his wealth. Wow, I believe that is how some persons have thrown away their wealth, their assets, because they feel that these things are worthless. Today, he would have been listed among the list of millionaires. In an interview with the BBC, he spoke about his regrets. Listen to it.
All the files that I believed I needed were already on my new computer. The drive was in a drawer on its own. After an incident with a previous laptop, and I thought that I'd taken off everything I needed.
Any hesitation, any moments before you chucked it in with the boxes and the bottles to bring down?
As soon as I put it in the bin at home, I had a second thought, in the back of my mind. You've never thrown a hard drive out before. Why start now? You shouldn't do this, sort of thing. A little demon in the back of my head, sort of thing. But yeah, I didn't take it out. It stayed in the bin, and then came down to the landfill site here with the other bags that I brought. You
brought the bags down, you threw them in there, didn't think twice before driving off. When did the penny drop that actually what you'd thrown away was worth a fortune?
When I started to hear stories of the Silk Road shut down, and obviously other individuals making their profits and their millions, the penny dropped then, that I had 7,500 bitcoins on a hard drive that I'd thrown out a few months ago.
Wow, so sad. That is how most people have thrown away wealth, assets, because they feel it is not worth it. What do you think? If you're an African, don't you think that village people would have followed that man? If you're not from Africa, maybe you wouldn't believe that village people do work. But if you're an African, the African superstitious mind believes that village people, witches, wizards, or one imaginary stuff would have influenced this guy to throw away his hard drive, But truth be told, he didn't know that it was worth something. As a then, when he did that, the Bitcoin wasn't anything. It was the early stages of innovation. That's why we keep telling people, I'm a Bitcoin enthusiast. I trade cryptocurrency, so I know what crypto is all about. I said, when this guy did this himself, they know what the worth of this Bitcoin will be. I said, today in November 2024, that Bitcoin would have been worth several millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Mr. Orwell's story is far from over. A few years down the line, when Mr. Orwell discovered that Bitcoin that he had in that hard drive was worth millions of dollars, they were worth over $400 million, and he looked for every way, gathering experts to make sure they help him evacuate the bin. He claimed that he had quarrels, he had misunderstanding with his partner at the time that helped to dispose of the hard disk, and he went in to claim using legal expertise, and it didn't work out. The city council said no. You can't excavate this territory because of environmental problems. And Mr. Howard promised 10% to the city council, 10% to anybody that could help him recover his Bitcoin that was worth over 400,000. At the long run, when he discovered that all hope was like getting lost, he was frustrated. He went to court and sued the council for $647 million for damages for refusing to allow him excavate the place to look for his lost hard drive to recover his Bitcoin. Well, as the story goes, at the end of the day, up to today, 2024, Mr. Orwell seemed not to have recovered his Bitcoin. And that was how he lost his Bitcoin. What do you think? If you were in his shoes, what would you do? I know for sure I can go to any mile to recover this hard drive. It doesn't matter where it is buried, or we'll dig it everywhere. Oh, trust me. If it's Nigerians, trust Nigerians. The next guy I want to talk about is Seth Thomas. Seth Thomas had stored 7,000 worth of Bitcoin in his hard drive. He also had forgotten his password. Bitcoin has a secret password, a secret phrase, so he mistakenly lost a secret phrase, so he could not secure his Bitcoin again. That guy also would have been worth, let's do the mathematics, 7,002 Bitcoin multiplied by 69,400. Let me use that. That would have been $485,000. That is what he would have been worth. But you know what? He forgot the password. Later on in an interview, he spoke and said he was still looking for a way to recover those Bitcoin. Here is the report.
Any luck in unlocking the Bitcoin that you have stuck on that hardware wallet?
So I don't want to give too much away, but the process is still ongoing, so we're still working on it. There are specific hardware and software teams that I'm working on this with. The main thing, which I think would be probably hard to understand for someone who's not experiencing this, is when you're dealing with so much money, everything takes forever, right? Like, before you can, do some physical attack, you first have to like try it lots of times. Before you do a software attack, you first want to like try every angle. And then even just things like the person you're working with, well, you need some contract with them, and that contract needs to be rock solid, because if there's any issue with the contract, there's suddenly hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. If you're moving something or like physically bringing the device from one place to another, you have to have tons of security and all kinds of stuff. And so it's like every little thing is just a huge operation, and that's why it's taking a long time.
I know of somebody that lost his Bitcoin hard drive also, or lost his password, so he can't even access his Bitcoin wallet, and he has about 10 Bitcoin in it. What do you think? Do you know somebody that has that worth of Bitcoin in his wallet that doesn't know how to access it or can't recover it? State it in the comment section. And what do you think? Our people lost gold or some other sort of valuables that they can't recover? That is a lot of money. The next I want to talk about is Mr. Gerald Cotton. Mr. Gerald Cotton was the CEO of Guria CX. Guria CX was a cryptocurrency trading exchange. The CEO, a Canadian, he was sick, so he died, and he was the only one having the private keys to the exchange core wallets. So, having passed away in 2018, the exchange, the other staff in the company cannot access the private key. So the exchange went down because there was no way people could access that, and it was worth $119 million of people's asset as of 2018. We didn't know actually the actual number of Bitcoin that was in it, but there were several speculations here and there, and that is where sometimes the place of hackers come in, the place of ethical hackers. That's where they could have probably helped in doing that. FBI, Mossad, with all the expertise could have helped, but these guys have got to lose all of this money just like that. The other big loss is recorded by an exchange. This was one of the biggest exchanges that was there, cryptocurrency exchanges, way back in 2004. It was called EmptyGos. EmptyGos was a major exchange, cryptocurrency exchange, as of 2014. It was hacked and it had 850,000 bitcoins. Oh, let's do the mathematics again. 850,000 bitcoins. 850,000 bitcoin multiplied by 69,400. That would have been $58 billion. You know what? All of it was lost to hackers. I want to hear your opinion in the comment section about cryptocurrency and other valuable assets that people do have. It may not just be Bitcoin. People have lost gold, people have lost cash, people have lost any other valuable around the world. What do you think is the biggest loss you've personally experienced, or someone you know has personally experienced, either in the crypto world or any other asset that is of value to people today? What have people lost? What have you lost that is of value that you can't access today? I want to hear it in the comment section. Comment and share this video. Click the subscribe button so that you'll be notified whenever we upload a new content.